The parable of the wedding banquet in Matthew chapter 22 is another example of Jesus using a common, well-known story of the time and adding his own special twist to it to teach something. First, here is another rabbi's version of the parable. A king prepared a banquet without stating the exact time it would start and sent his servants out to invite people. Those who were wise got ready and dressed up and waited outside the palace gate. But the foolish refused to get ready and went back to their fields and businesses. Suddenly, the king called his servants to the banquet, and everybody came in dressed either for the wedding or in their dirty work clothes. The king was happy with the wise and angry with the foolish, and he let the wise sit down and eat, but made the foolish stand back and watch. And now here is Jesus' own version of that same parable. A king prepared a wedding banquet for his son and sent his servants out to invite people, but they refused to come. So he sent more servants, but got the same results. One man went back to his field, another to his business. The rest seized his servants, mistreated them, and killed them. The king was enraged and sent his army to destroy those murderers and burn their city. After this, he sent his servants out again, saying that those who were invited were not worthy. So they should go to the streets and invite anyone they can find, good or bad. But when the king came in to a now full wedding hall to see his guests, he spotted one man not wearing wedding clothes. The man could give no explanation as to how he got into the wedding dress like that. So the king had him tied up and thrown out into the darkness, where there was weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are invited, but few are chosen. The Pharisees and Sadducees go back and forth to Jesus with leading questions about taxes and marriage in order to trap him in his words, but Jesus doesn't fall for any of their traps. Finally, the Pharisees come back with a question: which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments." Jesus then asks the Pharisees a question. What do you think about the Messiah? Whose son is he? They say that he is of course the son of David. Jesus then quotes Psalm 110 and asks them, why would David refer to his own son as Lord? Jesus is implying that the Messiah, the son of David, would be greater than David, Israel's greatest king. And he was also implying that he himself was the Messiah, and that he in fact was greater than David. Nobody knew how to respond to Jesus' question, so they stopped asking him questions.